Hey RATBAGGERS, it's Jade back again with another Runescape Dragonwilds video. Today I'm going to take you through how to get every single magic staff or stave in the game. Yes, there's a whole bunch of them, in 6 in fact, that you can get. Some are random drops, some you may get as a reward. I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know and also what you need to craft them. And I guess ultimately answer which one is best. So the first staff that you can get is of course the Ash Battle Staff. 1.9 rune damage, 4 attack combo. You had to craft this once you get some coarse thread, as the other 2 items are rune essence and ash logs. And that'll be pretty much it until you get hold of a smithing anvil, which does require some bronze. So you'll have to head to the swamp to go and find some of the tin and copper to hopefully then make into the bronze in the smelter. And if somehow you haven't gone and explored any dungeons yet, that's where you get the vault cores. There's usually 1 or 2, maybe sometimes 3 in each dungeon. And of course you will see the Oak Battle Staff, 2.8 rune damage, 4 attack combo. You'll need 12 oak logs, some in anima infused bark, and wool thread to make it. And for the wool, you're going to need to go and kill the sheep in the Fractured Plains zone. And again, just put it through obviously the spinner. And the anima infused bark you'll find in the Fractured Plains. There's a special quest that you find right on top of the tallest little hill above the dungeon in the Fractured Plains. There'll be a runestone next to a tree. If you activate it, it will basically tell you to go and find all the other blue trees. Now you have to do it in order, and when you do so, you'll get a special bow as your reward. And you pretty much just go east and then kind of a little circle to finish up. This tree is the last one. If you do it out of order, it won't work. You have to basically go and find each tree in order to activate them. And every one of them trees, there's a chance of some of the bark spawning. Sometimes it takes a few days for it to spawn, but by doing this run I had over 100 of the bark, so plenty for future recipes and stuff. The Oak Tree Staff and the next one are both tier 3. It's the Grieving Moon Staff now that you need to look for, and it's actually a random drop chance from taking on the Druids in the Fractured Plains. Still trying to work out if these random drops can come from chests as well as killing some certain enemies, but they will be tied to their zone. So you're not going to find a tier 3 staff just running around the very first zone. It does have to go, you do have to go and kill enemies or loot chests in that zone. Now it says it's got 2.6 rune damage, 4 attack combo, so just like a lot of the others, but then minus 15% critical hit chance. But it then also has the little green arrow, so I think that might actually be a typo, and it does give 15% extra. It's relatively simple to make. 8 oak logs, which obviously you find the special oak trees, if I haven't explained already, all over the first zone on their own, and then 6 antlers, and then 4 bones. And then you've got the Blightwood Battle Staff. You need obviously the Blightwood, some wild anima, which is what you get when you put some of the actual anima infused bark insert a kiln. You'll need swamp thread and you'll need vault shards. So it's the blood blight swamp over here, so you'll find their roots pretty much around some of the trees in the starting area of the swamp, and likely to need a bronze axe to go ahead and chop them. The swamp fibers are pretty tough to find. They're actually usually in the water and they're really small and tiny, so just keep running around the outside of the pools. But of course you will need anti-poison potions in here. Of course for them you'll need clay pots from the pottery wheel, as well as some of the Haralander. That's the blue plant that you find in the first swamp that you go and explore. The swamp's also where you find the mushrooms too. The food that you can make that gives resistance to poison isn't enough to combat the poison effects here. And same thing again, just put the swamp thread through the spinner. You should be able to get some. And of course the vault shards, you surely would have got some by now. They can be found from killing the golems inside dungeons or in some of the chests. Staff does 4.1 rune damage, also 4 attack combo, so that's a pretty big jump from the rest of the staves. And next up we got the Draconic Staff, probably one of the best staves you can get alongside the Staff of Light. It does 4.1 rune damage, but supposedly again has 15% plus critical hit damage, but also minus 15% durability, so it still has the green arrow on it, so yeah, make of it what you will. They've all got pretty good durability anyway, over 1,000 when you get to this stage. To craft it, you're going to have to go to the northwest to the highlands and go and mine iron. And just like getting sapphires from gold, you've got a chance of jade stones dropping when you mine iron. It's also where you can find large deposits of granite as well. And the shards again you should have now from some of the dungeons. And the dungeons in the Stormlands are actually a good place to find lots of granite as well, and sometimes lots of iron deposits too. Obviously dangerous because of the golems and maybe traps, but less so of getting electrocuted by thunderstorms. And I shouldn't have to point this out, but you can change obviously the element type. Just go into your inventory, click on the runes little tab, and then you can change to air or fire. And obviously some enemies are going to be stronger or weaker against both. A bit disappointingly though, all the staffs work exactly the same way in terms of animations and stuff. There's no real difference in them. It's just literally how much damage they do. Now the recipe for it I assumed would be a random chance from getting from chests inside the Fractured Plains, but actually it does look like there's a reliable blueprint for it when you go and explore around the back of the castle in the northeast. It's a dangerous area and there's definitely lots to do here. There's an NPC you meet, and that's how you get hold of a very special hammer as well. It's on my to-do list, but I actually got a bit of help from some of my rat bags that give me the locations of these. Shout out to Chicky and Rays. They checked a bunch of times, and yet every time they went to that certain chest that was behind the castle or on the side of it, they got the Draconic actual blueprint. And I did a separate guide on how to get this Staff of Light, so I won't bore you by just literally tapping on the whole video. You can go and watch it if you want really lots more details. But you can see here you need 16 of the Blightwood, 8 wild anima, 4 sapphires which you get as a chance from mining gold, vault shards and a vault core. But in brief and short, head over to the College of Runescaping, or the guild. There's a statue here that you can activate, tell you about a puzzle about needing a sphere. You then go to the dungeon just below it, touch a certain statue. You'll come to like a half cave, half dungeon room, and you need to jump up top into this small opening using your magic jump ability. That gives you basically the sphere. You come back, then hop above all of the towers around this area. There's 3 of them. Charge up the spires, talk to the statue again, and then that's it. Head to the Blood Blight Swamp to go and collect all the resources you need. Of course, that will need further steps. You will need at least a bronze pickaxe to get the gold as well. So yeah, it's a bit odd. Most players would have found this in their early stages of exploring the game, but you don't really get to craft it or make it until you're pretty advanced. Obviously it does 4.5 rune damage for attack combo. So technically the highest damage staff that you can do, if you don't take into account the critical hits that you get with the Draconic Staff. So yeah, the Draconic Staff probably is the best one, but the Staff of Light does do the most base damage. And that is pretty much it. I have got another video taking a look at all the masterwork weapons, and obviously this is a masterwork weapon, the Staff of Light. Magic is incredibly OP at the moment. I'm going to be interested in what they do with the actual skill system once they add more perks to it. Just obviously make sure you've always got plenty of runes and you're wearing the right kind of armour. You don't necessarily have to wear the mage set. You can mix and match it a little bit with some of the other kind of ranger sets to give you that little bit more stamina. But yeah, the mage is probably the best way to go. And I'll have a video taking a look at all the different mage armor sets you can get as well incoming. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like. Check out the rest of my RuneScape Dragonwilds guides, and I'll see you at RATBAGGERS soon.